It is Monday, January 30th, 4:34 p.m. Should be working, but don't want to. Spent most of the day not doing anything. Should have been doing training, but don't want to do that. This is a new place. Finally moved. So there was this process where, like, initially I was going to be, what's the word? Not a voyeur. I forget. It's not going to start with a D, but basically I would just travel from like Airbnb to Airbnb. And I was like, okay, I'll just do that and go about just month to month, just change where I'm at and kind of travel across Canada and the States. And then initially that was going to work, but then I had this like, I guess I logged into Airbnb and there was some other prices, other fees that I guess weren't showing the first time. So I was like, okay, I guess I can't afford that. So uh, after that, I was like, okay, well, if I can afford it before then, I can just go get an apartment. So got a realtor, started looking, spent like 3 or 4 weeks. There was one place I was looking at that uh, I put in an offer for, and then like a week later, they said no. There's another place that I wanted to offer for, but I think I was waiting for this one first. I don't remember what it was, but basically I saw this place, like, oh, this place kicks ass, and then it has like a rooftop thing. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool too. So I got really excited for it, and I was like, I shouldn't be this excited because I might not get it, but I ended up getting it, which is nice. And so far so good. The only downside so far is that the thermostat, and I just found this out today because I called the people who make it because I just couldn't figure it out. But the thermostat, it resets to a preset that's like hardwired in the motherboard, and I can't change that. So it keeps changing to 20 degrees, which during the day it's not that bad, but like at night when I wake up in the morning, it's a lot cooler than I'd like. So that's kind of annoying. I guess also by the windows there's like siding of a sort that when the rain drops and it hits that, it's so goddamn loud. So that's annoying. So getting used to that is a little bit annoying, but other than that, it's fine. I really like it. It's nice having my own place. It's a little bit echoey because I don't have a couch yet, but that's supposed to come in the next couple of weeks. The lead up to it was kind of weird because it was like, not weird, but it was busy because I had to pretty much buy everything because I wanted a new desk. So I got a new desk. I got monitor stands, the couch. I had to buy pretty much all of the utility or utensils and stuff. Um, yeah, so that was busy, and then the actual move day I was on call, which fortunately it was like it was New Year's Day, so it wasn't that, or New Year's weekend I guess, so it wasn't that busy, but there was a call that came in. I think it was New Year's Eve. It took like an hour and a half, and it was just so frustrating. It's like one user who couldn't sign in or couldn't use MFA, and like they were the least technical person I've ever met in my life. So trying to explain to them to like open up a browser on their phone took like 20 minutes. So that was annoying, but yeah, after that I just got settled, have all my stuff here. The desk is now set up in a way that like I don't have to like reach to get stuff. I can just walk behind my computer and disconnect or connect something, which is nice. I bought a light stand as well for that. I bought a new camera, which looks nice. I bought this microphone, which this microphone was stupid because it was like it came in and didn't have the right connector for the mic stand, and I was like, oh, there's no adapters, and the box says it should come with adapters, but it didn't. So I emailed Elgato or Corsair and opened up a new ticket, and then they sent me two of them, but one of them is the exact same I have here. The other one's like a screw, and I was like, what did you send me? And then I got this microphone I think a week ago, and I've been waiting this entire week to get this, and then finally realized, can I just unscrew this and see what happens? So I unscrewed it, turned it around, and it was big enough. I was like, oh, I'm stupid. So could have been using this mic all along, but alas. Other than that, yeah, I got a little balcony, which is nice. I don't know. I like the view. It's not really a view, but it's like a nice, like, not a forested area, but it's like, uh, there's trees and like I think there's a little creek that runs down there, and this like house is like right across the creek. So I think in the fall it'll look really nice. Maybe in the summer as well. It looks really nice when it snows, and it's nice having like a view. I can actually see out the window finally. I'm not seeing 50 by 5 anymore, so that's nice. Um, and that's still something that's just awesome. I love that. Um, yeah, other than that, nothing crazy. It's nice just having my own place, not having to talk to anybody, having no one bothering me about something, not having to do tech support when I'm done doing tech support, being able to come and go as I please without someone asking me, where are you going? Why are you going? So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, and then so before that, then the whole blonde look. So let's backtrack to I think September. Uh, I took a bunch of mushrooms and I was just like, I kept taking mushrooms. And I was like, man, I'm getting like, I'm not having as good of a time as I used to. And I realized I was like running away from something, but like whatever I was running away from kept finding me. And I was like, this is so annoying. And so one time it just like, I think September, yeah, something like September. It just immediately as I started getting high, I was not having a good time. So I just went in the mirror, started looking at myself, and then like, I don't know how long I was there for, maybe like 10, 15 minutes, but like I went from like, uh, not having any reaction to like hating the person that I saw in there and like literally wanting to choke this person out to realizing that that person is me and like sympathizing with that person and being like, initially, because I was saying stuff like, you did this to me, you made me miserable, screw you and stuff. And then that turned into like, oh, like I'm just talking to myself. Like there's not another person that I'm talking about here. I did this all to myself. So that was a hard realization. And then like, I swear to God, I don't think I've ever cried that hard in my life. Like it wasn't even sound. It was just my shoulders were just up and down, up and down. So that was a hard cry, which felt good. And then after that, I spent, I don't know, like 3 hours just like talking to myself. The first like hour, maybe hour and a half was just getting inside of my head. Cause like it was so hard because I realized that like there's so many distractions. So I'd be trying to get in my head, like trying to figure out like, hey, what exactly am I sad about? And I would just be like trying to focus on that. And then like I would like a song lyric would come into mind, or like, what am I going to do after this? Or like, let's go play World of Warcraft, or, you know, I banged on this door hard enough today. Let's come back tomorrow and give it another shot. And I was like, no. Like, I see what you're doing, brain. Like, we're not doing that. We're doing this, and we're doing this right now. And we're going to keep doing this until I get what I want. And it was like, I was so determined to figure what it was out. And it's such a like hipster hippie thing to say, but like, there came a point where literally like there was a separation between me and my brain, and in almost a literal sense, I felt like I opened up a door and I was able to walk through it, and I was like in the calm of the storm, and then like all the answers I was looking for were right there, and I was able to ask myself the same questions I've been asking myself for years now, and I had an answer, and it was awesome. And I realized so many things about myself, including that I had like this addiction to technology that was very deeply rooted. And that was why when like I had to like even like go to the grocery store, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this because it's a waste of time. And I realized that time is my most valued currency more than money. Like I don't care how much money I make at my job. I'd rather just have more time to do the things that I want to do, because work, it doesn't matter what job I have, it's work. And I'm wasting my time. And that's what I care about is my time. But I had it twisted because there was times where like I'd be hanging out with friends and I felt like, oh, this is a waste of time because I'm not at home watching YouTube videos. And I was like, what the, like, that's a very weird thought to have. So having that realization and like figuring out how deep those roots went and like how many of those roots that there were, and realizing there was a lot of excavation that was needed to like get all those roots dug up and then chopped down, and there was a lot of work to be done. And I started working on that. So I started like continuing to read self-help books. I started like with the whole thing of time, I realized like, oh, like just because, for example, like just because, or I guess the time thing plus the realization that I was addicted to technology, I was like, okay, me going out is like, that's experiencing life. That's having a good time. That's having fun. Maybe it isn't fun, but it's like, I've been sitting in front of a computer for a couple decades now, and it's gotten me this far, which sucks. So why don't I try something else and see how I like it? So I started doing stuff like I went to like a dance class. I went to some a couple of one what was it, jujitsu or something class, which I don't like that so much because it was like I would have liked to have a little bit more guidance. I didn't really know what they were doing, and they just said, hey, do this. I was like, oh, okay, how? What's the technique though? But yeah, dance classes were fun. I sucked ass at it. I was like a tree trying to dance, but that was really fun. And like I went to like the local museums in town and like just figured stuff out, like what was around, and tried to explore and get away from technology little by little. And like when I said no to something, or I wanted to say no to something, I would think like, why am I saying no to this? What is the underlying thought here? Am I saying no because of the roots, or am I saying no because legitimately I just don't want to go do that? Because that can happen too. So that was cool. That was a lot of introspection, a lot of thoughts that were happening, and just trying to like be different, trying to be a different version of myself with like this newfound knowledge of like, hey, my brain was just like, the reason it wasn't letting me in is because that's what it's designed to do, is trying to protect me. And after a while, it was like, okay, fine, you want to know the answers, here you go. Like, there's nothing really crazy in here. Like, you know all this stuff. It's just, I don't know, you're just overthinking it. So, but it was nice. It was nice kind of having that realization and being able to just, let's work on myself, I guess. So that's been cool. As time has gone on, though, I've seen that like, that initially it was like, oh, I want to just, I'm excited to do stuff and like be better and like have a different life. But as time has gone on, as with all the mushroom trips, it's been like that excitement has decreased, and I don't find myself as energetic to go do stuff, which is kind of frustrating. And I think I need to talk about that in therapy. But yeah, it was like the stuff like exercising, for example, like I'd see that as a waste of time, and only because it was like, yeah, it's boring, but it's, and I guess it's not a whole time thing. It's not how I'd like to spend my time, but it's a betterment of myself. It's like, it was just, I don't remember, there's a quote or someone said this in a video or something, but it was like see your body as like this, a temple or a house or something that you're going to be living in for 70 years. Like, you want to put effort into maintaining it and trying not to have it run down very quickly. You want to have a habitable body. And that was kind of something that stuck with me. So just like both the physical and the emotional and the mental side of things, I'm trying to get better at all that, and like just especially like talking to people too. Like I went, Bill had a party for Halloween. It's like, I don't know, it was different because I found myself like more engaged in conversations and like very interested in people just having the most mundane conversations. Like this guy talked to me about anime for like 45 minutes, and I mean, I didn't really care, but like I was interested. I was excited to learn about this person and their interests and like learn something new. And like I had this conversation with someone else about like her, like I don't remember how we got on the subject, but it was like figuring out like her experiences like as a woman going to bars and like what, like from her point of view, what it's like to have random guys like, hey baby, want to hang out or whatever. It's like, I don't know, it's really cool like conversations and like different perspectives on stuff, and it was just really eye-opening and really exciting to see things in a different way and just have those conversations and yeah, I don't know, that was exciting. I want to keep doing that, but like I said, I need to like, I don't know, I need to figure out like why it is that I suddenly just like the mushrooms did it, but now like why am I not as excited to do it? So that's a thing. But then the hair, that was just something that was just, I don't know, I was just so tired of my other hair, and I was like, I just need to do something new. And just try it, and I did, and I love it. Honestly, I love it. Like when it was straight blonde, it was definitely Slim Shady, which whatever, it is what it is. But now with like the black roots underneath, I like it a lot, and I'll probably do it again. So I've really been enjoying it. I was gonna cut it a few weeks ago, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna let it grow out a bit and see. But yeah, that's that. And then actually, so in December, I had a few weeks off from work, and that kind of aligned with the new WoW expansion coming out, and I played a whole bunch of that. And then I guess in like my recommended on YouTube, there were just random videos of Tim Henson and Polyphia, and I started watching it. I was like, oh man, this is like, I know I've listened to this before, but like this is like I'm hearing it differently now. And like from there, I just was obsessed with the guitar. I started picking up a guitar and actually started playing it and learning how to play. And yeah, I've played guitar every day since like mid-December, except for I think there was the 2 days that I was moving because it was just so busy I didn't have time to. But that's pretty much like all I do now. Like even when I'm on WoW, I would just be like, I don't even want to do this. Like I want to go play guitar instead, which is crazy because like a day before that, it was the opposite where like I don't want to do anything else. I just want to play WoW. But now it's like I don't want to do anything but play guitar. And it's like I'm trying to like find this balance where like I'm addicted to playing guitar, but like I want to go out and do stuff too. I don't want to just like only think about playing guitar, but yeah. So but that's been cool. It's definitely different than just sitting playing video games or watching YouTube the entire time. It's actually learning something and something fun. It's cool. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Okay, relax. I got guitar. I got a keyboard too. I got a keyboard that I'm trying to learn. But I got a guitar, an electric, a bass, which is so nice. Let me go get it real quick. So this is the bass. And I was like, man, this is. I first got the guitar. Actually, I'll show the guitar first. So I first got the guitar because I was like, I'm playing like Metallica on acoustic. It doesn't sound right. And it's like a nice blue purple thing. So that's been cool. I'm playing that a lot. I pretty much have all of Smooth Criminal down except for like the ending. It's kind of fucky at the end, and then like that's not a solo, but the solo thing. I've been learning Master of Puppets, or Master of Puppets. I have the intro. It's just kind of going with the rest of the song. I was playing Acoustic Medley by In Flames on the acoustic for a while. I've learned Let Yourself Be Huge by Cloudkicker, which I want to make a video for, kind of a cool idea for that, because I've learned it on guitar, bass, keyboard, and acoustic, so pretty much everything but the vocals and drums, which is nice. And yeah, just a couple other things I've learned, like parts of Welcome Home by Coheed, parts of Final Episode by Asking Alexandria, the intro to Smokeahonis, and just I'll just randomly start playing stuff. It's hard though, because it's like I want to play a whole bunch of stuff, and then I get distracted, so I'll play a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's hard to like stay focused and like do one thing, because right now like I've been playing a lot of Master of Puppets, but I know that like eventually on a like get to a point where like, okay, I'm at a point where I'm stuck and I'm kind of playing the same thing over and over again. Let's just go try something else for fun and just get to kind of come back to this. And then I want to play that all the time, and like I never really finish a song, so that's trying to get past that so I can actually finish songs and get them like fully learned, because that's kind of how Smooth Criminal went, where I was playing that for a while and it's like, all right, let's go do something else in Master of Puppets. So there's that. But then I was like, because I was learning the Cloudkicker song, and then I was like, the bass kind of sounds easy, so I started looking at basses, and I was like, oh my god, this one looks so nice with the white and the black. So I went and I got that. So yeah, that's been fun. That's pretty much been all that I've been doing is playing guitar, mostly electric lately, but yeah. And my goal, my ultimate goal is I want to be able to play a Polyphia song eventually. It's not gonna be for a while, but I mean, if I keep playing as much as I'm playing, like I'm definitely noticing improvement. Stuff that was hard like a couple weeks ago, or like especially like when I started, it was like I'd be looking at tabs and okay, I hit 3. Where's the 3rd fret? Right there. Okay. Now 5. Okay, where's the 5th fret? Right there. Okay. And now like I don't have to look. Most of the time I know where 3 and 5 are, and I can just play it. So that's been cool. But there's that. Work is fine. It's kind of been slow lately, so hard to stay focused. And honestly, it's just hard to stay. Ever since I had that whole realization that it's a waste of my time and I value time more than anything else, it's been so hard to like care about work. I just do not give the slightest shit about work. Like I could not care less. And it's hard because I have to spend 40 hours a week there. So, yeah, just kind of getting through the day and doing the stuff that I want to do. But yeah, still trying to figure out the whole what I want to do with my life thing. But knowing now that it doesn't matter, the job doesn't matter. It's what the time commitment that job has. So that's been a nice little breakthrough to kind of figure stuff out. But yeah. I think that's it for now. So probably forgot something. I'll talk about it later, but I'll leave it there. And then I'm gonna go play guitar. And actually, what I'm gonna do, I've been trying to stream some more, just so I have that archive of my progress. Because I don't know, I started just looking up progress videos for guitar and like seeing people's like progression from day 1 to like a year or 3 years later. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. So I want to see what my progression is, and I've already like a month and a half. I've already like there's a lot of progression that's happening there, because literally I've been spending like my entire weekend playing, 4 hours after work every day. So I'm spending a bunch of time playing. So a lot of progress to be had. So there's that. Yeah. So all right, deuces.